Just like my Uncle Jim said, nothing in this world is free.
So I'm going to be reading from Fight Club, a book by Chuck Palahniuk. I think that's how you say his name. It's probably one of my favourite films, and I'm just going to do a straightforward whisper. I'm not going to do any voices or anything like that. Just doing a straightforward reading of Fight Club. Tyler gets me a job as a waiter. After that, Tyler's pushing a gun in my mouth and saying, "The first step to eternal life is you have to die." For a long time though, Tyler and I were best friends. People are always asking, did I know Tyler Durden? The barrel of the gun pressed against the back of my throat. Tyler says, we really won't die. With my tongue I can feel the silencer holes we drilled into the barrel of the gun. Most of the noise a gunshot makes is expanding gases, and there's a tiny sonic boom a bullet makes because it travels so fast. To make a silencer, you just drill holes in the barrel of the gun, a lot of holes. This lets the gas escape and slows the bullet to below the speed of sound. You drill the holes wrong, and the gun will blow off your hand. This isn't really death, Tyler says. We'll be legend. We won't grow old. I tongue the barrel into my cheek and say, Tyler, you're thinking of vampires. The building we're standing on won't be here in 10 minutes. You take a 98% concentration of fuming nitric acid and add acid to 3 times that amount of sulfuric acid. Do this in an ice bath. Then add glycerin drop by drop with an eyedropper. You have nitroglycerin. I know this because Tyler knows this. Mix the nitro with sawdust and you have a nice plastic explosive. A lot of folks mix their nitro with cotton and add Epsom salts as a sulfate. This works too. Some folks, they use paraffin mixed with nitro. Paraffin has never ever worked for me. So Tyler and I are on top of the Parker Morris building with the gun stuck in my mouth, and we hear glass breaking. Look over the edge. It's a cloudy day, even this high up. This is the world's tallest building, and this high up the wind is always cold. It's so quiet this high up, the feeling you get is that you're one of those space monkeys. You do the little job you're trained to do. Pull a lever, push a button. You don't understand any of it, and then you just die. 191 floors up, you look over the edge of the roof, and the street below is mottled with a shag carpet of people standing looking up. The breaking glass is a window right below us. A window blows out the side of the building, and then comes a filing cabinet as big as a black refrigerator right below us. A 6-drawer filing cabinet drops right out of the cliff face of the building and drops turning slowly and drops getting smaller and drops disappearing into the packed crowd. Somewhere in the 191 floors under us, the space monkeys in the mischief committee of Project Mayhem are running wild, destroying every scrap of history. That old saying, how you always kill the one you love, well, look, it works both ways. With a gun stuck in your mouth, gun stuck in your mouth, and the barrel, and the barrel. Take two. With the gun stuck in your mouth and the barrel of the gun between your teeth, you can only talk in vowels. We're down to our last 10 minutes. Another window blows out of the building and glass sprays out, sparkling flock of pigeons style. And then a dark wooden desk pushed by the mischief committee emerges inch by inch from the side of the building until the desk tilts and slides and turns end over end into a magic flying thing lost in the crowd. The Parker Morris building won't be here in 9 minutes. You take enough blasting gelatin and wrap it, the foundation columns of anything. You can topple any building in the world. You have to tamp it good and tight with sandbags so the blast goes against the column and not out into the parking garage around the column. This how-to stuff isn't in any history book. The 3 ways to make napalm. 1. You can mix the equal parts of gasoline and frozen orange juice concentrate. 2. You can mix equal parts gasoline and Diet Cola. And 3. You can dissolve crumbled cat litter in gasoline until a mixture is thick. Ask me how to make nerve gas. Oh, all those crazy car bombs. 9 minutes. The Parker Morris building will go over. All 91 floors. Slow as a tree falling in the forest. Timber. You can topple anything. It's weird to think the place where we're standing will only be a point in the sky. Tyler and me at the edge of the roof, the gun in my mouth. I'm wondering how clean this gun is. We just totally forgot about Tyler's whole murder-suicide thing while we watch another file cabinet slip out of the side of the building and the drawers roll open mid-air, reams of white paper caught in the updraft and carried off on the wind. 8 minutes. Then the smoke. Smoke starts out of the broken windows. The demolition team will hit the primary charge in maybe 8 minutes. The primary charge will blow the base charge. The foundation columns will crumble, and the photo series of the Parker Morris building will go into all the history books. The 5-picture time-lapse series. Here, the building standing. Second picture, the building will be at an 80-degree angle, then a 70-degree angle. The building's at a 45-degree angle in the 4th picture when the skeleton starts to give and the tower gets a slight arch to it. The last shot, the tower, all 191 floors, will slam down on the National Museum, which is Tyler's real target. This is our world now. Our world, Tyler says, and those ancient people are dead. If I knew how this would all turn out, I'd be more than happy to be dead and in heaven right now. 7 minutes. Up on top of the Parker Morris building with Tyler's gun in my mouth, while desks and filing cabinets and computers meteor down on the crowd around the building and smoke funnels up from the broken windows. And 3 blocks down the street, the demolition team watches the clock. I know all of this. The gun, the anarchy, the explosion is really about Marla Singer. 6 minutes. We have sort of a triangle thing going here. I want Tyler. Tyler wants Marla. Marla wants me. I don't want Marla, and Tyler doesn't want me around. Not anymore. This isn't about love as in caring. This is about property as in ownership. Without Marla, Tyler would have nothing. 5 minutes. Maybe we would become a legend, maybe not. No, I say, but wait. Where would Jesus be if no one had written the Gospels? 4 minutes. I tongue the gun barrel into my cheek and say, "You want to be a legend, Tyler? Man, I'll make you a legend. I've been here from the beginning. I remember everything." 3 minutes. Bob's big arms were closed around to hold me inside, and I was squeezed in the dark between Bob's new sweating tits that hang enormous, the way we think of gods as big, going around the church basement full of men each night we met. This is Art, this is Paul, this is Bob. Bob's big shoulders made me think of the horizon. Bob's thick blonde hair was what you got when hair cream calls itself sculpting mousse, so thick and blonde, and the part is so straight. His arms wrapped around me. Bob's hand palms my head against the new tits sprouted on his barrel chest. "You'll be all right," Bob says. "You cry now." From my knees to my forehead, I feel chemical reactions within Bob burning food and oxygen. Maybe they got it all early enough, Bob says. Maybe it's just seminoma. With seminoma, you have almost 100% survival rate. Bob's shoulders inhale themselves up in a long draw, then drop in jerking sobs. Draw themselves up. Drop. I've been coming here every week for 2 years, and every week Bob wraps his arms around me and I cry. "You cry," Bob says, and inhales and sobs. "Go on now and cry." The big wet face settles down on top of my head, and I'm lost inside. This is when I'd cry. Crying is right at hand in the smothering dark, closed inside someone else, when you see how everything you can ever accomplish will end up as trash. Anything you've ever proud of, anything you're ever proud of will be thrown away, and I'm lost inside. This is as close as I've been to sleeping in almost a week. This is how I met Marla Singer. Bob cries because 6 months ago his testicles were removed, then hormone support therapy. Bob has tits because his testosterone ration is too high. Raise the testosterone level too much, and your body ups the estrogen to seek a balance. This is when I'd cry because right now your life comes down to nothing, and not even nothing, oblivion. Too much estrogen, and you get bitch tits. It's easy to cry when you realize that everyone you love will reject you or die. On a long enough timeline, the survival rate for everyone will drop to 0. Bob loves me because he thinks my testicles are removed too. Around us, in the Trinity Episcopal basement, with the thrift shop plaid sofas, and maybe 20 men and only 1 woman. All of them clung together in pairs, most of them crying. Some pairs lean forward, heads pressed ear to ear, the way wrestlers stand, locked. The man with the only woman plants his elbows on her shoulders, one elbow on either side of her head between his hands, and his face crying against her neck. The woman's face twists off to one side and her hand brings up a cigarette. I peek from under the armpit of Big Bob. "All my life," Big Bob cries. Why I do anything, I don't know. Lonely woman here at Remaining Men Together, the testicular cancer group. This woman smokes her cigarette under the burden of a stranger, and her eyes come together with mine. Faker, faker, faker. Short, matte black hair. Big eyes the way they are in Japanese animation. Skim milk thin buttermilk, sallow. In her dress, with a wallpaper pattern of dark roses. This woman was also in my tuberculosis support group on Friday night. She was in my melanoma roundtable Wednesday night. Monday night she was in my firm believers leukemia rap group. The part down the center of her hair is a crooked lightning bolt of white scalp. When you look for these support groups, they all have these vague, upbeat names. My Thursday evening group for blood parasites, it's called Free and Clear. The group I go to for brain parasites is called Above and Beyond. And Sunday afternoon at Remaining Men Together in the basement of Trinity Episcopal, this woman is here again. This should be my favourite part, being held and crying with Big Bob without hope. We all work so hard all the time. This is the only place I can ever really relax and give up. This is my vacation. I went to my first support group 2 years ago, after I'd gone to my doctor about my insomnia again. 3 weeks and I hadn't slept. 3 weeks without sleep, and everything becomes an out-of-body experience. My doctor said, insomnia is just the symptom of something larger. Find out what's actually wrong. Listen to your body. I just wanted to sleep. I wanted little blue amytal sodium capsules, 200 milligrams sized. I wanted red and blue twinal bullet capsules, lipstick red secanols. My doctor told me to chew valerian root and get more exercise. Eventually I'd fall asleep. The bruised old fruit way my face had collapsed. You would have thought I was dead. My doctor said if I wanted to see real pain, I should swing by the first Eucharist on a Tuesday night. See the brain parasites. See the degenerative bone diseases, the organic brain dysfunctions. See the cancer patients getting by. So I went. The first group I went to, there were introductions. This is Alice, this is Brenda, this is Dover. Everyone smiles with that invisible gun to their head. I never give my real name at support groups. The little skeleton of a woman named Chloe, with the seat of her pants hanging down sad and empty. Chloe tells me the worst thing about her brain parasites was no one would have sex with her. Here she was, so close to death that her life insurance policy had paid off with $75,000, and all Chloe wanted to do was get laid for the last time. Not intimacy, sex. What does a guy say? What can you say, I mean? All this dying had started with Chloe being a little tired, and now Chloe was too bored to go in for treatment. Pornographic movies. She had pornographic movies at home in her apartment. During the French Revolution, Chloe told me, the women in prison, the duchesses, baronesses, marquises, whatever, they would screw any man who'd climb on top. Chloe breathed against my neck. Climb on top. Pony up. Did I know? Screwing past the time. La petite mort, the French called it. Chloe had pornographic movies if I was interested. Amyl nitrate. Lubricants. Normal times I'd be sporting an erection. Our Chloe, however, is a skeleton dipped in yellow wax. Chloe looked the way she is. I am nothing. Not even nothing. Still, Chloe's shoulder pokes mine when we sit around a circle on the shag carpet. We close our eyes. This is Chloe's turn to lead us in a guided meditation. And she talked us into the Garden of Serenity. Chloe talked us up the hill to a palace of 7 doors. Inside the palace were the 7 doors, the green door, the yellow door, the orange door, and Chloe talked us through the opening of each door. The blue door, the red door, the white door, and finding what was there. Eyes closed, we imagined our pain as a ball of white healing light, floating around our feet and rising to our knees, our waist, our chest, our chakras opening. The heart chakra, the head chakra. Chloe talked us into caves where we met our power animal. Mine was a penguin. Ice covered the floor of the cave, and the penguin said, "Slide." Without any effort, we slid through tunnels and galleries. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day. But it's getting good. I hope you enjoyed my whispering. Not quite whispering, more talking, but yeah, if you like this, give it a like, share with people who you might think are suffering from insomnia. Fight Club is a great movie because it deals with the pain of modern living and the isolation, loneliness people feel, and insomnia is a huge part of this film, and it is a huge problem in the world, so I hope this video is helping in that sense. Thanks again for watching, and stay tuned for more Fight Club readings. Bye.